welcome to ETimes. I'm Rachit Gupta, and joining me for conversation today are Dulquer Salmaan and Mrunal Thakur. They've had their film is already released in Telugu and other languages, and now the Hindi version releases on September 2. So let's see. I mean, let's just jump into this conversation. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, love this voice,
Rachit.
Rachit.
Okay, temporary nevertheless. So I know
we could use your voice. We could use your voice for the Hindi dub of Sita Ramam. We have many characters who could use his voice.
Okay, you want me to continue the ice water? Is it Dulquer? I'll not leave that. I'll just make it worse. Okay, so guys, let me come clean. I've not watched Sita Ramam obviously, I mean, and Telugu is something that is an alien language to me. But nevertheless, I've seen the trailer. I've got sort of a gist of things. But I know it's about a love story and it looks like an epic love story. So I'll come to the movie related questions later. But my first question to you both is, in your personal lives, what's been the most inspiring romance that you guys have experienced or heard of, and why has it been so inspiring for you? Starting with Dulquer.
I've seen some epic romances, very quiet ones in my immediate family. My parents are like ridiculous. They're like, the yardstick is so high that the rest of us stand no chance. Like my father will count the number of days he's been apart from my mom, especially when my sister was having her first baby in America. So that's the longest time they spent apart from each other. And my mom was like, if I lost count, like he would count. So he's like, 56 days I spent away from my wife, thanks to you, and holds my sister responsible for it. And I've seen my Nana and Nani who have had this epic romance, very quiet, very sweet, but like you could see the love for them. And we lost her in November of 19, and that's when I really saw his affection where he showed it out. So I think I have so much inspiration around me.
Right. Mrunal?
My God. I think my parents only, they are like they can't live without each other. They can't live with each other.
Age old story.
So there's a saying in Marathi ki tuja pasun rahave na, tuja bina karme na, something like that.
Right.
And apart, and the love is just like, it's so, like Dulquer said, it's so quiet, it's so silent, they're so silent. The way they'll express themselves, they don't say much, but it's just so beautiful, and the way they would stand for each other in the tough times, it's just beautiful. And I think one of the reasons why I'm still single is because I keep looking for like my dad's qualities in that guy. So he's already set the benchmark quite high. And apart from that, I think there are a lot of, like, in my personal life, one of the reasons why I am an actor is because of the person that I was seeing at that point of time. And I will always be thankful for that, to that person, for guiding me and allowing me to be to discover the new me. And if that person is watching, I just want to say, yeah, thank you so much, because they say people fall in love. I think I rose in love, and I'm still rising. So and Shah Rukh Khan movie.
It's rare to hear. it's rare to hear such a deep and intense appraisal of a relationship, Mrunal. So
yeah.
Mrunal, Mrunal, you've touched upon the fact that every girl looks for her father in her life partner. But Dulquer, is it the same for boys? Is it the same for guys? Do they look for their mother, or are we sort of getting into Freudian territory over here?
You know what? I don't know if we're all conscious of it or aware of it. It might not be evident or obvious, at first glance or when you first meet them or something. But I feel like it's there. It's there in our head somewhere.
Right.
I've been married now 10, almost 11 years, and I do see that. I do see them, my wife and my mother being kind of similar people. Like I see it, and I'm just like, this is something to ponder. Like I guess we do seek that in some way that, like, maybe those are the kind of relationships we want. Maybe that's what we've seen growing up. Maybe that's the kind of like I see my wife with my daughter. I see how her life sort of revolves around her and how she balances time between being a wife, being a mother, being a daughter, all of these things. And I see the same qualities in my mom. I see my sister having imbibed those qualities. I don't know if it's something that, maybe women just rise to these roles organically. But then also, like, I feel like that there's definitely some similarities that we discover.
Okay.
I don't know, when I first met her that I was seeking. I mean, I was also at an age where I was having a lot of disagreements with my mother, so I probably would have wanted to marry somebody who's her opposite. But over time, I've realized I basically, found someone just like my mom.
Nice, that's nice. I'm pretty sure they don't quarrel a lot then.
Occasionally, yeah, but I think that's also healthy. And it's usually over me, so it's
okay, that's good.
It's an interesting place to be. Yeah.
Nice. I have to ask you this, Mrunal.
Yes.
How inspired are you by your co-star Dulquer? Because you started off as a TV actor, then you've done Marathi films, you've done Hindi films, now you've gone to Telugu. Multiple languages, multiple kind of backgrounds. And Dulquer is a man, he's done Malayalam, he's done Tamil, he's done Hindi, he's done Telugu.
King of languages,
is it like a mutual admiration society of like super talent you guys have, or what? What is it?
I don't believe in competition, but I think my only competition is Dulquer right now, because I still have to beat him in Malayalam, in Tamil, and in Telugu. So, but I must say, it's really interesting to meet an actor who can speak in so many languages. Yeah, like I thought that I was the one, but man, look at Dulquer. He's doing it so effortlessly, and he's a star in every industry you talk about. Like when I went to Kochi to promote the movie, the kind of love and appreciation people had. Same in Hyderabad, and be it the same, like it was the same in Chennai also. I was going to say Tamil, Chennai also, and how effortlessly he does that. That's one thing that I want to learn. And trust me, what matters is the story. The language really doesn't matter, and the fact that you are able to express it, it's a big deal. I'm really blessed to have worked with Dulquer, because I think I've learned a lot from him, not just as an actor, but also as a human, just to be calm and like I see myself, like we both are Leos, and the way we achieve things, the way we the kind of goals that we have, um सब करना होता है लियोस को, एक जगह यहाँ भी एक पैर, यहाँ भी एक वहां भी 10 सारी चीजें करनी होती है. And I think Dulquer, I must confess, but you kind of really inspire me and motivate me to take up work, in different languages. Language shouldn't be a barrier for an actor, and you prove it really well. Like, thank you, thank you. There are no actors that I've met, or there are no actors who can work in like 3 languages, 4 languages. So I think you're rare. You're the only one.
Thank you. But also, having said that, most of you who've grown up either in Bombay or Delhi, each of you definitely know a good 3 or 4 languages. Like she knows Marathi, she knows Hindi, she knows Punjabi, she's definitely a sprinkling of Gujarati, Bihari, like all of this. So I don't think it's it's an Indian thing that we know or are familiar with languages of neighboring states, and the fact that
but you just
so
breaking
diverse.
Stereotypes, Dulquer, which is so
I've been very
incredible.
blessed. I'm genuinely been blessed to get sort of amazing films in each language, and therefore in the roles that I play, to get that kind of acceptance. It is a very unique space. It's definitely I'm not aware of others who are doing it. But genuinely, I feel blessed for that. I'm so grateful to the audiences everywhere, for sure.
Rachit, in the workshops that I do, like after every film, I love doing these theater workshops or small workshops related to acting and all of that. I've realized that, when I was growing up, I used to always watch the TV on mute.
Okay.
Because I was not allowed to watch movie, and that's when I realized the reason why a good actor is when they express themselves, and I believe that it's very important for me. Taking up Sita Ramam was such a great exercise because that's the biggest task. Scenes तो romantic scenes हो या रोने वाली scenes है या हंसने वाली scenes है तो कोई भी कर लेगा, लेकिन जब आपको दूसरी लैंग्वेज में आपको वही चीज एक्सप्रेस करना है और रिएक्ट करना है, that's one of the most difficult thing that I have ever experienced in my 10 years of career. But I'm really happy that I did, because now I understand better. Like now I can get into the character, the skin of the character. Shouldn't, this language should not be a barrier for an actor. I just believe that. So.
True. That's true. Okay, I have to ask you this. Since you've done a lot of praise for Dulquer, I have to ask this to him. In a time right now, Dulquer, when so many films are struggling at the box office, and there's so much of doom and gloom that's associated with the box office, whether it's South or Hindi, wherever, your film has really been a surprise package. It's sort of steamrolling. I've read stuff like, it's probably going to become one of your most successful films of your entire career. So to have,
I think it already is heading there.
Yeah,
we're 1 weekend away from that.
Yeah. So to have this at this juncture, how does that make you feel? I mean, are you sort of relieved, or is it like a sense of achievement? What sort of emotions are you going through?
I've been doing this now for a good 10 years. I've done over 35 films, and it's more than anything. I feel like it's a sense of relief. Because the amount of effort, everybody works hard. Every actor, every team of people making a film, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that film when you wish for the best. So whenever a film works, I think for anyone who's got a solid head on their shoulders, it's more a sense of relief. It's paid off. Thank God, that worked. Now what? But I think there is definitely a sense of validation, because it's been 10 years, and the past 2-3 years have been amazing in terms of just because so many people measure, especially lead actors, they measure your success based on these numbers, and it's something I've always disliked, because I've never wanted to choose films based on these numbers. Like I've never wanted to be like, hey, this film has all the ingredients to maybe become this 50 crore, 100 crore film. And I genuinely have love for cinema, and I genuinely want to do great work and do films that hopefully outlive me. I don't want to do that film which did some great numbers one summer and nobody remembers it 2 years from now. And I've been fighting for this for so long, and there's been so many detractors saying, oh, but your films open well, but they don't have a long run, they don't do this, they don't do that. And a lot of times, a lot of the films that I've done find love later. They find love years down the line. Maybe they're ahead of their times. So in that sense, that validation is definitely something that I feel like I've earned. I've taken my time to get here. It's not been overnight. It can't be attributed to my legacy or fans of my father's. I've achieved it in another language where it's not like it's my home market or his market or whatever. So in those certain things, I feel like somewhere the heart is happy, because there's been so much that people try to bring you down. So that little corner of my heart is happy.
That's nice. Mrunal, how does it feel? Your Telugu debut is called, it's a super hit. It's just exceeded all expectations. How are you feeling about that?
Mrunal is a big star of the film, by the way. She's the one who's bringing all the boys for multiple viewings, up to 13th and 14th viewing is for Sita Balashmi. So a lot of my biggest hit of my career is attributed to Sita Balashmi.
Nice. No, that's nice.
That's so sweet of you to say. No, Dave, both of us. It's the entire team. In fact, Rachit, I had only heard hit or super hit. I never heard blockbuster. And
it's a drug, it's addictive.
Blockbuster, that word, I mean, I did not expect, and this is like a surprise. It's like I was shocked. I still don't know how to react, and the love and the appreciation, and people are like watching it for the 6th time, 7th time, 8th time. They're like, they have their tickets, and they're tweeting about it and tagging me, and I just feel like, my God, एक बार मेरी कोई फिल्म देख ले, यही expectations होती है, लेकिन इतनी 9 दफा मेरी फिल्म देखने कोई जा रहा है, मतलब बड़ी चीज है यार मेरे लिए, बहुत बड़ी। मतलब कभी कभी मुझे लगता है कि मुझे तहे दिल से इनका, ये जहां पर भी है, मैं उनके घर जाके, उनके ऑफिस जाके उनको थैंक यू बोलूं, क्योंकि दिस इज व्हाट दिस इज व्हाट एन एक्टर वांट्स, एंड दिस इज माय फर्स्ट तेलुगु फिल्म। आई नेवर एक्सपेक्टेड दिस काइंड ऑफ लव एंड अप्रिसिएशन फॉर सीता महालक्ष्मी। इनफैक्ट मुझे डर लग रहा था कि कहीं मैं कुछ गड़बड़ ना कर दूं। I shouldn't, I was really scared. So before every shooting, every scene, I was like so scared कि मैं ठीक तो कर रही हूँ ना. I would have like 10,000 questions to my sir, and Hanu sir would be like, no, no, Sita, you're good, you're good. It's okay, it's okay. And I would have that underconfident. I was really underconfident. First of all, I can't reveal much for the Hindi audience, but the layers, the two shades of this character, the second shade was really difficult, because I'm not like that person in real life. Yes, my father treats me like a princess, but
no reveal.
Don't give away stuff, man.
No. I mean, every dad treats their daughter as a princess. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I know.
I'm gonna cut this in the edit, Dulquer. I'm gonna cut this in the edit.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
That's a beautiful reveal of the film.
Yeah.
Okay, I have
but
to.
But if you wouldn't have said, they wouldn't know. Okay, cut it. I did. No, shut up.
Okay, we'll see. We'll keep it. Don't worry, Mrunal. Mrunal, I have to ask you this, Dulquer, you as well. I mean, I only have the gist of the story, but you know that sort of the themes of Sita and Ram, and that sort of epic saga, love saga, that's probably the underlying theme over here. But apart from that, I also thought there was a bit of Veer Zara over here, especially with Rashmika's character coming in. So, I mean, is that going to be a sort of a hook for the Hindi audience? Do you guys feel so as well?
So, I mean, I'm sure you're gauging this on the trailer. Right?
Of course, so only on the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. So before when we were promoting the film pre-release in Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam also, we kept hearing Veer Zara, we kept hearing Roja, a couple of other films, and this kept coming up.
Yeah.
But we felt confident once you watch the film, this would stop. And ever since the film released, I haven't heard those comparisons. So it's,
okay.
I get it, like it's Kashmir and it's war and it's
and especially the Pakistani character coming in,
yeah, and there's two
lovers. Yeah. It's just a coincidence.
But no, I think once you watch it, it's definitely okay. It's a story very, very authentic on its own.
Okay. But Dulquer, do you remember when I was in Kashmir, I would play songs of Veer Zara. So with me, I have this thing, like for every character, I have songs, designated songs, which I play while the scene is happening to just get into the mood of the character. And these are like all Shah Rukh songs I have played while performing Sita in Kashmir or be it Hyderabad. So Veer Zara for me, that's
did you have Shah Rukh sir in mind, like when Ram is doing all of that throughout the film? Really? Thank you. Yeah, get it. So you were not reacting to me at all. You're not reacting to Ram at all. It's all in my head. It's Shah Rukh and all these films.
Really?
You walked into that one. I couldn't resist. Come on.
Yeah, but listen, I think Dulquer Garu, nobody apart from you.
Yes, thank you. We've done enough praising me, but yeah.
No, it's not. Listen, I did not. I had the songs in my mind for my reference, not the way you thought. No.
Okay, done. Accepted. Noted.
But that's not a bad place to be in, Dulquer. I mean, it's end of the day, it's Shah Rukh Khan.
It's not. For sure, he's been one of the biggest inspirations on so many ways. Not just as an actor, but just how he conducts himself, especially how he treats women. Like
I think he's one of the reasons why all the girls are single, because the romance standard or the benchmark is set so high कि कोई लड़के पसंद नहीं आते.
Is it going to happen to you now, Mrunal? Since people are watching the film 6-7 times for you, a lot of people in Hyderabad will not get married looking for their ideal Mrunal, is it?
I'm सीता का तो पता नहीं, but हर लड़की राम को जरूर ढूंढेगी.
By the way, I saw like a social media post or something saying, quoting one of your interviews with your sort of requirements of your life partner or husband or whatever. And all the comments that we see are they're like, where do we apply? Wait, how can we apply for this post?
Wow.
Mrunal, you can
Sita
start a
का स्वयं
matrimonial site.
मृणाल का
Full
मृणाल का
blown. It's
स्वयं
called Sita Ka Swayam or something.com.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh
Next
no.
Shark Tank season, Mrunal, you can just go there. It'll
But
get
you
approved.
know the one biggest advantage of like what really worked so beautifully was Mrunal is so new to so many members of the audience. So when Sita Mahalakshmi first comes into frame, they genuinely believe it's Sita Mahalakshmi. They're not seeing Mrunal Thakur there at all. I think for them it's always first. It's forevermore going to be Sita Mahalakshmi first, and then they're trying to find out who the actors who played it, and then they discover who this actor is. But that freshness was such a big plus to the film. If any sort of known actor that is familiar to those audiences that played, I don't know if it would have had this kind of an impact.
Right. That's nice. Final question, guys. The film is releasing in a couple of days in
on the 2nd. Yeah.
So what is it in this film that the Hindi audience can expect? What's new about it, and what is it that it'll surprise the audiences in Hindi language?
You want to take it?
It's authentic. It's authentic. There's romance. I think romance is such an integral part of our lives. It's missing somewhere down the line. And I feel like Ram and Sita, their journey, it's beautiful. There's something honest about both of them. And I think that you guys should witness it. We tried all possible ways to, we were initially not supposed to dub the movie in Hindi. It was only Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam. But looking at the appreciation, looking at the fans, they're demanding that, they want to watch this movie in Hindi. We literally dubbed this movie within a week. And here we are releasing this baby. This is literally my baby. And it's a small present to my Hindi audience. Everybody in the South has witnessed it, has enjoyed this journey. And I really want the audience out here in Hindi, the Hindi-speaking audience, basically, to watch this movie and give the love that it deserves.
Nice. Dulquer,
it's definitely a very Indian story. I could never, I never worried about it being sort of only appealing to a certain section of our audience or members of one state. It's such an Indian story because the army and soldiers and just our forces protecting us at the borders and stuff is so common to every Indian from all corners of the world. We all have somebody in the family, or we know somebody, or So telling a story of somebody in the army and maybe his love story, and then obviously when they watch the film and discover Sita Mahalakshmi, that is also very integral in terms of the history of India, like where we come from, what has historically been such an integral part of our country and sort of our rulers and stuff like that. And all of this kind of comes together, and I feel like the music is universal, and it's actually cast with actors from multiple industries across the country, not just the South. You have Jishu Sengupta from Bengali, you have Sadan Kadekar from Marathi, I can't take there's so many actors. So it's never going to seem from one place. I think everybody will find someone that they grew up watching or someone that they love as an actor throughout the film. So I think it definitely was something that maybe we didn't foresee. We should have probably planned for this better and release the Hindi version at the same time. It's also a great time where there's so much sort of some beautiful integration that's happening where everybody's consuming everything. But I mean, never too late. So yeah, but we're finally here, and I can't wait just to hear that feedback. And it's a film that really grows word of mouth. It's a film that really grows on a second viewing, a third viewing, and it's this amazing theatrical experience. Like so much of the film is the music, so much of it is the visuals, the performances. So I feel like, and when you're in the theater with the audiences, the film really evokes some very strong emotions, and these emotions aren't something. Maybe if you're watching it alone at home, you would express it more freely. But if you are in the cinemas, there's random strangers all around you, you wouldn't be holding back, and that's why it's more immersive in the cinemas. I think that's what people are seeking in every viewing. So, I'm glad that we were able to bring this out to the Hindi-speaking audiences and not have them watch this on just a device or TVs at home.
Right.
I want them to celebrate Ram and Sita.
Yeah, they most definitely will.
Okay. And can I dumb it down and then say it's truly a pan-India film?
No,
not one.
I don't like that word. I don't like that word.
And therefore,
I don't like the pan.
Therefore, I use the
Indian film.
Rachit, we have only dubbed this movie because the love, because of we do not that there's no other agenda. We just want the film to reach out to the audience. I mean, to witness it on the big screen, like Dulquer mentioned, to witness it with the song, the background score, and it's beautiful. I think एक अच्छी film हमने बनाई है, तो please जाकर देखिए, because everyone complains there are no good films being made. So this is the film, guys. Just go watch it.
And the word Pan India puts these random ideas into our heads, random expectations.
I know
of a certain kind of cinema and a certain kind of action blocks and all of that. But we're not that film.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very Indian film.
And therefore, I said I'm dumbing it down.
When you watch it, you'll know. Like it was not conceived in that manner. So it's something that's grown so organically. The beauty of the film is that, like, it's kind of the demand is kind of making us do this and inquiries. Yeah.
Superb. It was a lovely conversation, guys. Despite the
Thank you so much.